Hey guys, I want to talk about a multi-day severe thunderstorm threat next week from Monday through Thursday, or from April 15th to the April 18th. So what we're looking at here right now is the Storm Prediction Center's severe weather outlooks. This one valid on the screen is for Monday, Monday, April 15th. You can see they already have a 30% hatched area for Oklahoma and northern Texas, and a 15% area around that, going as far north as Nebraska and Iowa. And then for Tuesday, they already have a large 15% area from northeast Texas all the way to the western Great Lakes region. And then it continues into Wednesday and Thursday, but the probabilities are or the predictability is too low at this time. So I want to go to the models here. This is the GFS model looking at the jet stream level. I want to go over the next few days to show you what's going to be causing this. As we go into this weekend, over the next 24 to 48 hours, we have a very large trough that digs into the southwestern portions of the U.S. And that's going to be the main factor as to why we get this severe threat for the next several days into next week. Because as this trough moves into the Four Corners region, we get a very intense jet streak starts to develop across the southern plains states. And with that jet streak, we get in the left exit region of that jet streak, we get a low pressure system that develops on the lee side of the Rockies over Colorado, and that'll move off to the northeast. Because by the time we get into this, would be Tuesday, we have a very, very pronounced jet streak over the southern plains states here across Oklahoma and into Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas area. That's going to lead to a very rapid cyclogenesis. So we have a pretty intense low pressure system develops centered over the Kansas, Nebraska area, and that moves off to the northeast. As we get into Wednesday, that jet streak starts to weaken a bit, but it'll be still enough to enhance some severe probabilities for portions of the Ohio Valley area and even into the Tennessee Valley, even though the probabilities aren't as high. And then if you get into Thursday, that first system moves off to the east, but then we get a second system that develops over the upper Midwest, and that'll bring more severe thunderstorm probabilities into the Ohio Valley, maybe the eastern portions of the Midwest, the lower Great Lakes region, maybe as far south as the mid-Mississippi Valley also. That'd be Thursday. And then I'm going to show you guys just what we're looking at here with the future precipitation radar. So as we go into, this will be this weekend, we have that first big low pressure system moving off to the northeast, and then we get this second one that starts to form over the desert southwest and into the Rockies. And then by the time we get into Monday, this is Monday, watch how we have it's showing some pretty robust thunderstorms start developing across portions of Oklahoma and Texas. Now this is still several days away, so don't take this very seriously, as in it's not set in stone yet, because this will change. This could still change this quite a bit over the next few days. But in general, it's showing thunderstorms developing across portions of Oklahoma and North Texas Monday night, and then these push off to the east overnight into Tuesday morning. And then by Tuesday, we have a very deep low pressure system over the Great Plains states centered in the Kansas, Nebraska area, maybe getting as low as 985 millibars by Tuesday afternoon. This would be April 16th. And then as we get into the afternoon of Tuesday, we could have thunderstorms developing all across that cold front, basically from the western Great Lakes all the way down to portions of Arkansas and northeastern Texas. And then as we get into Thursday, that's the low pressure system starts to weaken a bit, so the severe threat won't be as intense as Monday and Tuesday, but we could still be talking about some thunderstorms, maybe some strong storms across portions of the Ohio Valley, maybe as far south as the Tennessee Valley into Wednesday. And then as that first system moves off to the east, we get another little shortwave trough moves to the south of that. And so as we get into Thursday, this would be April 18th. Thursday, we could have showing more thunderstorms, maybe some strong storms possible across portions of the Ohio Valley and Tennessee Valley once again. So then, looking at the parameters as to how severe these storms could be, let's start off with the surface-based cape, or how much energy we have out there to get thunderstorms. As we go into Monday, let's go straight to Monday. Here we have high cape values all across the Great Plains states, even along the warm front here, going into the mid-Mississippi Valley also. So we have the cape out there. We have the energy for thunderstorms on Monday. Going into Tuesday, that moves off to the east a bit. It's just a thin ribbon of elevated cape values from eastern Texas over to portions of Illinois and Iowa, along the cold front there. And as we get into Wednesday, we get some pretty strong cape values, over 2,000 possible across the mid-Mississippi Valley into the Tennessee Valley, with still some cape values over 500 to 1,000 joules per kilogram, even as far north as Ohio and portions of the southern and eastern Great Lakes region. And then as we go into Thursday, along that second frontal boundary, that second trough, we get more enhanced cape values to generate thunderstorms and strong storms across the Tennessee Valley and also portions of the eastern Ohio Valley also. Next, I want to show you the bulk shear. So this is a very important factor to get in severe storms. You need high shear values to get severe storms to develop and for them to last a long time, the longevity of them, and for how severe they can become. So as we get into Monday here, let's go straight to Monday. We have pretty high bulk shear values here across portions of Texas and Oklahoma. That'll help contribute to strong thunderstorms in that area on Monday. And even going into the overnight hours, it's showing some very high values, even as high as 70 to 80 knots across portions of Oklahoma and even southern Kansas. That'll help produce some very strong storms in that area there. Going into Tuesday, April 16th, we have very high bulk shear values across Missouri and Arkansas, once again reaching over 75 knots. That'll help contribute to very strong storms in that area. And also still getting some high values even as far north as Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin. So if there's enough instability in that area there too, which I think there will be, we'll have strong storms there also. Going into Wednesday, the bulk shear isn't as strong as it is Monday and Tuesday, but it's still decent values up into the 40 to 50 knot range across the Ohio and Tennessee Valley. That'll help produce some strong storms there going into Wednesday. And then Thursday, along that second boundary, we have very high values, especially the majority of this would be behind the front, but ahead of it, we still have some very high values, even more than Wednesday, in the order of 50 to 70 knots there across the Ohio and Tennessee Valley. So I think, as of right now, Thursday would be more of a severe threat for the Ohio Valley and Tennessee Valley, more so than Wednesday. And then next, I want to show you the helicity values. This is a very important factor for tornado development. It's the amount of updraft potential you have in the thunderstorms. Going straight to Monday here, Monday night. Watch how we get just an explosive development of high helicity values here across Oklahoma and Texas. We're talking values over 400 potentially. So that's extremely high values to get. So that's showing that there's a high likelihood of updraft potential, which would help produce tornadoes in that area. That's why the SPC has that 30% area for Monday in the Texas, northern Texas, into Oklahoma, because of these very high helicity values. If we could get any discrete supercells on Monday, they could hold a very high tornado threat, maybe even some long track tornadoes there. We'll see how things play out. Going into Tuesday, here we still have very high values, over 200 across the entire length of this cold front, from Arkansas all the way up to Wisconsin. So that means there will still be a tornado threat even into Tuesday here along that cold front from Wisconsin down to Arkansas. Now, that would be more so if the cells remain discrete and supercellular. If the storms become more linear and into a squall line, that'll keep the tornado threat down a bit, but it's still several days away to see how things play out for Tuesday. And then going into Wednesday, Wednesday, even though we don't have as much energy out there in terms of Cape, we still have very high helicity values across the Ohio and Tennessee Valley, over 200 to 300 meters squared per second squared. So that's very high value still to get tornado development. It'll probably be a bit more sporadic out there on Wednesday, I think. But any storms that can develop and become discrete as of now on Wednesday would still hold its tornado potential there across the Ohio and Tennessee Valley. And then going into Thursday, once again, especially across portions of Ohio, as of right now, we have extremely high values over 200 to 400, even maybe even over 400 once you get to the lower Great Lakes region. This is still many days away. I expect this to change quite a bit. But as of right now, I'm recording this video on April 12th. Thursday looks like has a higher threat level for the Ohio Valley, more so than Wednesday as of right now. That would produce even more of a tornado threat than Wednesday, I think, for the Ohio Valley. And then putting all this together, we have the supercell composite, where we have the best chance to get supercell thunderstorms. Let's go straight to Monday once again, starting off on April 15th. Here we can see we have these enhanced values all across the southern Great Plains, from Texas up to Kansas and even into Missouri. Supercell development definitely possible in that area. And then as we go into Wednesday, the values aren't as high, but we do have a ribbon of higher supercell composite values from eastern Texas all the way into portions of Illinois and the mid-Mississippi River Valley. As we go into Wednesday, we have the highest values here across the Tennessee Valley, even more so than Tuesday, honestly. And even around that, we still have some decent values from portions of the Gulf Coast all the way to the eastern Great Lakes region, showing that there is potential for supercells across that entire area on Wednesday. And as we go into Thursday, with that second impulse that moves through, we have enhancement of the supercell composite here across the Ohio Valley, mainly, with some values here still across the Tennessee Valley also. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that's all. I think that's what I mostly have to show for today. So basically, Monday is the most concern across the southern Great Plains states in this area here, especially portions of Oklahoma and Texas. And then for Tuesday, it would be more along the cold front, anywhere from eastern Texas all the way up to Wisconsin. Has the potential for severe thunderstorm development. It might be more linear. The storms might be a little more linear on Tuesday, which would help lower the tornado threat. But this entire stretch of days would have high helicity values, so tornadoes would be possible on any of these days. Because as we get into Wednesday, it would be more into the Tennessee and Ohio Valley areas, and then Thursday, same thing on Thursdays, Tennessee and Ohio Valley, and then on Thursday it would be especially for the lower Great Lakes region also. So I'll write all this in the video description. I know it's a lot, so I'll help make it easier for you guys. I'll write it all down. But as of right now, I just want to keep you updated on a potential multi-day severe threat for tomorrow. For next week. I hope everyone stays safe next week. Keeps an eye on this. And that's all I have for today. Hope you all have a good one.